Hello gentlemen, hope you're well. In this video we're going to take a look at the current volume on PancakeSwap and Uniswap. So the reason we're looking at the volume is a good indicator of basically how many people are trading and how much money is actually floating around. So what we're going to do is we're going to use DeFi Llama. I would advise you to always check these over the short and long term because it gives you a good indication of how things are doing. So we're going to look at chains. First, we're going to look at Ethereum. Now, Ethereum's total value locked. Obviously, the value of ETH is down, so obviously the chain itself is going to be doing a lot lower. So if we go ahead and have a look at it, and we have a look at basically the number one DEX on it, which is Uniswap, and we can look at the volume itself and see how it's doing. If you are trading on ETH, BSC, you will know that it's pretty dire. So if we go ahead and look at the last few months, ETH's volume was okay-ish. Yeah, Uniswap's at about peaking at 1 billion, and there's a 2 billion day. But these are the times. You see these spikes here. There were big projects that were launched and they were very hyped and they were all over like Pond, and there was somewhere around here was Pepe. But now the volume on the sort of daily is really low. I mean, going back 4 to 6 months, this was BSC sort of level volume. So it's the equivalent of it falling off. However, there is some good news. These are the weekends, obviously lower spikes and stuff like that. The good news is this seems to be the bottom of the volume trade, and the market pumped yesterday. So this could be an indication of, if the ETFs come back, you're going to get a big spike of tokens launched. You're going to see more liquidity come into the market. And sitting at 400 million, I'll be very surprised if we see dips of 300, 400 million. It's very unusual to have that, in my opinion. So looking at BSC, which is the second biggest chain or EVM, we can look at the volume here as well. It's going to look pretty similar. So if we zoom in, BSC's volume is absolutely tiny in comparison. We've had days of nearly 100 million. And this is not even just PancakeSwap. So if we just check the volume of PancakeSwap itself, we have tiny days of 100 million. And don't bear in mind, a lot of this volume is people swapping USD to BNB or BTC, back to BNB, etc. So it doesn't equate for the whole volume, but there's hardly any trades. A whole chain of BSC. I remember when tokens used to have 129 million daily trading. I remember some tokens I owned had millions traded per day, and these ones, in this market, there's hardly anyone trading. If they are, it's very small amounts. There's nothing really going out there. But lo and behold, I genuinely think this is, I would say, the bottom of the market. 129 million is still a very large number in the grand scheme of things. But if you look at the saturation of tokens on BSC, on PancakeSwap being traded, there's 1.3 billion locked in to the protocol as well. A lot of that is cake and a lot of that is burns, but I'm looking at this thinking, look, this seems to be the bottom. It's a flat line in the grand scheme of things between 250 and 100 million. Daily trading. I expect this to be going up to about 4 to 600 million daily trading in the next few weeks. We're all waiting for the Bitcoin ETF. Some good news around it as well. There is some FUD around Uniswap having to KYC, which may come into force. I don't think PancakeSwap will be applicable, but if that does happen, it's going to be bad news for a lot of Ethereum traders. They'll have to dox their wallets and connect their wallet to themselves. However, with PancakeSwap, I don't think they'll yield to that sort of demands because it's not an American company. But lo and behold, it's just my thoughts on it. Keep an eye on it. I'll do some video updates in the future and see how it goes.